Hi, you're
Oh
so
my
pretty.
gosh!
How are you?
Hello, my queen. It's like
Oh my
looking in a
God.
mirror.
I know. Except you're cuter.
No, you're cuter.
No, you
Oh my
are.
gosh. Well, first
How
of all,
are you?
happy
Happy
holidays.
holiday. Happy
It looks like
holidays.
you it look it looks like you've got all of your decorations up. It's
Yeah.
beautiful.
Yeah. Well, I have a boyfriend that's good at decorating, and he
Right.
did this for me. So.
Oh, well, thank you, boyfriend. Thank you. There's always a great man behind a great woman.
That's right. Agreed.
Zoe, thank you for joining my live and
My
for
pleasure.
first and foremost, like, way to step in. Okay, I gotta just say, guys, we put out a music video this morning at 6 a.m. for It's Not the End of the World, and Zoe is starring in it and basically saving Earth. And we filmed this about, what, 4 months ago or five?
Time doesn't
I
mean anything to me
Time is a
anymore.
construct, and I have baby brain.
I
But
have two kids that are 3 and 5, and I still have baby brain, so
right,
it
right.
doesn't
No,
go
we
away.
definitely filmed it like 2.5, 3 months ago
Okay,
because
yeah,
I had just had Daisy
yeah,
and I was not working. I was like, feeding around the clock. I did not leave the house. That's what happens when you're a new mom in the very
yeah.
beginning, and then you find your rhythm. And so I really wanted to make a music video for this song because all of my fans were requesting it over and over. And they're like, we want the music video. Give us the video. Give us the video. And I was like, well, I just gave birth. And when you give birth, tell me how it is to work. It's a lot to find
It's
that balance.
hard.
And so I called you up and I had this idea that Zoe would step in while I was taking a little bit of a leave. Obviously, being a mother of two, you know exactly how it feels. And I was like, what a great chance because for so long we've had this, funny relationship, friendship, but obviously, like, people think we look alike, right?
Oh yeah. No, I've had like full conversations with people where they thought it was you, and they're like, I loved your show, and I thought like I was like, oh, okay, I guess they saw a She and Him show, and then at the end they're like, all right, Katie, nice to meet you, and I'm like, oh, they thought it was Katie. That was hilarious. So I've had a lot of a lot of those like funny moments. So it was actually fun that we could work together and kind of like,
And and
make fun of
and
it ourselves.
yeah, we have the last laugh for sure.
That's right.
Right? So, like, when I moved to LA, maybe 18 years ago, I remember, a lot of my fans have photos and my black hair, and we took a photo one time together that has been on the internet referenced a couple of times. But I have to admit something, Zoe. When I came to LA, I was pretty much a nobody, and you were like just getting so huge at that time. It was like Zooey Deschanel ran the world at that particular moment. Your star was really like it was
Maybe
being
the indie
born.
world. Maybe the indie world.
Well, I mean, you have always been everything to me, but in that moment, I was so like complimented
Hmm.
to, look like you. But I have to admit something to you on a live that when I first got to LA, I went to the club a lot, and I wanted to get into the club, and I had no money, and I had no clout, I had nothing, and sometimes I would pose as you to get into the club.
Well, I know this because people are like,
What?
I saw you. She's like, I'm
No.
such a goody two shoes, and people kept going like, I saw you out. Like I made eye contact with you, and I was like, no. And then everybody kept telling me about this girl, Katie, who looks just like you, and I'm like, who is this Katie? And then when I met you, I was so relieved because you're so pretty, and I was like, oh, thank God. She's so pretty. I was like, it's like you never know when people say you look like somebody, like what they're gonna look like. And I was like, oh my gosh, she's gorgeous. Like, thank you, compliment.
Okay, but let's be honest. I got pretty like crunk in the club. I was a wild child. I mean, when I moved to LA when I was 17 years old, from 17 till about 23 when I Kissed a Girl came out, I was turned up to 11 at the club throwing things. No, I was just like acting like, any
Those are like
20-year-old
college
would be at the
years.
club.
Yeah.
Yeah, those are my college years. Exactly. I didn't go to college. So I'm sorry if I misrepresented you. I wanted to say that now.
It's a compliment. It's a compliment.
Because I also know that some people would call me Foey, which is a fake Zoe.
Well, now I'm Fady.
No, I'm Foey. And you're Fady in this video. Yes. So years later, we decided to come together. Zoe stepped in and showed up while I was on maternity leave, let's say, actually. And
you still, I'm going to say you still like were so involved, and you came to set and you did like your own cameo in the video. You were checking up the whole time. Like, I was just so impressed with your work ethic and how like committed you are to like all of the content you put out and everything. Cause like, oh my God, your team, everybody was amazing.
Thank you.
Like everybody was absolutely amazing. It was so cool to see. And the directors of this video were so incredible. And let me just say, every single actor playing an alien in this was so on point. We're all so on point.
Yeah.
I was so impressed.
And the video is directed by this group called Similar But Different. And we shot it in one day, which was really fun. It was like the longest day ever for you. I came in, like you said, I was just going to come in and like make sure that everything, you can only do so much from Zoom and from conference calls, right?
Yeah.
And so I wanted to come in and just like put my fingerprint on it. And then I was like, you know what? I'm between feeds. I guess I can just shoot this one little cameo. So I was, using the baby carriage and shooting the cameo. And then you took on the whole thing. And I mean, my favorite part is definitely like when you say, no, I'm Zoe, when you get taken up into this spaceship. And I love that ultimately you play along so that you can help save Earth. And then you got into this incredible costume that looks like Saturn, which I don't know, of the Great Conjunction,
is such an amazing costume. I don't know like how you walk in these like pop star outfits. I was like, they put it on me and I was like, oh my God, no. Like they measured me for it and everything beforehand. And then when they put it on me, I was like, oh my God, I can't walk in this. And I had like crazy high heels. And I was like, I don't know. This is such an amazing feat that Katy can walk in these heels and these clothes. Like, so props to you. How did you learn to do that?
We all try and, balance the world on a stiletto. So
that's
every woman is always doing the most and making it look easy. And isn't that the trick?
Yeah. I think at a certain point I was just like, I'm wearing flats. And since that
that was my whole tour.
I was like, I don't care if my legs look longer. I'm just gonna wear flat shoes.
Exactly. It was awesome. I want to take a couple of fan questions while you're on, if that's okay.
Right. Of course.
If anybody wants to ask a question about It's Not the End of the World, I have my friend and the great Zooey Deschanel on right now. I'm Katy Perry, obviously, and we're talking about the music video that just dropped at 6 a.m. Check it out if you haven't seen it. If anyone has any questions, I am looking at the comments right now.
So many hearts.
Lots of hearts. I was just going to say that someone asked earlier, what's the meaning behind It's Not the End of the World? And the meaning behind, I mean, it is what you make of it, but really it's about probably, for me, this time, how it feels somewhat overwhelming and how we forget to disconnect, and sometimes we need to just unplug our phones. I mean, ironically, we're on our phones right now, right? But sometimes we just need to put our feet in the grass, and we need to find balance and kind of come off of our devices and enjoy Mother Nature and all this beauty that she's given us, and take pause. And for me, the song "It's Not the End of the World" is about being able to see something in two ways. One, it could feel like the end of the world, or two, is there an opportunity here when it does feel like the end of the world? And what do you see? What do you see? Because there's two sides of a coin. So that's really what the music video is. And basically, the aliens decided to pick up Katy Perry and found Zooey Deschanel, who did a fantastic job at saving the earth and unplugging everyone and getting back to the basics, I guess. That's my take on it.
I love
Any
it.
other questions?
Some people were asking, I was looking at the comments while you were talking.
Oh, great.
Some people were asking about being a mom and balancing work. And then I forgot. Oh, and then people were asking about your daughter.
Oh, yes. Well, I mean, Zoe, you could probably start, and I'll finish up what it's like to be a mom and balance the work. Because I remember when you came to set, you showed me a picture of your kids, and
you FaceTime them.
They're so sweet. I FaceTime them. They were playing with dinosaurs.
Yeah. They don't know like who any famous people are, and then I said your name, and then Elsie, my daughter, goes, "Who's Katy Perry?" And I was like, "Oh my God, that's the best name!" But they loved you. Like, you were so sweet with them. Man, I took both my kids to work with me for the first year, and it was hard, but it was also, it's so rewarding to just, be able to, work and take care of your kids, like, and not feel like one is neglected. It's always just about finding that balance, I think.
Yeah, I agree. I think children are the greatest gift that you could ever be given. And I've had the opportunity to see the world and to, live a nice lifestyle from all the hard work and so forth, and have access and yada, yada. And the best thing in the world, hands down, is children. And now that I know that, it's like my heart is so full. In the past, I've had an interesting relationship with love. And, I've always been on the search for love. And when my daughter was born, it was like all the love that I ever lost came rushing back to me. And it made my heart really whole. And now, of course, I am also a boss-ass bitch. And I am, excited to continually bring my message to the fans and to the Katy Cats who've, been around forever. But my daughter is the most important thing. She's the most important thing, hands down. And like you said, it's all about finding a balance. But good thing is I have always been a fantastic juggler. And now I just don't spend time on things that are unnecessary. I'm either going to, create a fantastic music video with you, Zoe, and not be scrolling, all day, or the shopping or the da-da-da-da. I don't need any of that because I have my doves now. It's like you really kind of put everything else outside. You don't need it, and you get even more laser focused. And I think becoming a mother makes you a superhuman.
Totally true. And then it totally allows you to prioritize, because again, like, there are those things that are not necessary. And for me, like, again, my kids come first, and it was always like making it home so that I could have quality time with them.
That's what it's about. It's about quality time. It's about dinner. It's about
bath time,
bath
books,
time. Oh my
the best,
gosh.
yeah.
I mean, my
So
baby
cute.
is like, you know, she's just goo-gooing and gagaing, and it's amazing. And
So
so
cute.
I'm just so grateful that you stepped in during this time.
Of
For
course.
me,
It was really fun. It was really fun. And the song is so good and so catchy. I have it in my head right now. So good.
She became the pop star at the very end.
Tried.
She was singing the
I had
lyrics.
10 minutes to shoot that, by the way. I had 10 minutes and they were like, do the choreography. I'm like, I can't walk in this dress.
Live a day in my life, Zooey Deschanel.
It was amazing. I have so much appreciation for you.
Well, you know, I think it was a joint effort, and I love you and I appreciate you. And thanks for stepping in for me as a mother. That meant everything. And
so
I'm gonna go and lead a little meditation.
Great. I love it.
Happy holidays.
Happy holidays. Bye.
Thanks, Zooey. Bye. I love you. All right, guys, we're still on. That was awesome. I'm going to take a couple more questions, and then I'm going to take a couple more questions. Why not? I'm feeling like a little old. So I'm like, where can I have I am a little old. I'm going to do it right now, guys. I'm going to put a filter on. Ooh. Ooh. I love this.